Welcome to Capital Talk, a program we hope will have an impact on the future of Kenya. And now, more than ever, I'm Jeff Koinange. Now, if you've been watching Capital Talk this week, you know we've been profiling women who've overcome all kinds of odds. For instance, Monday, Anne Jogu of Crew. She's known as the fighter. And on Tuesday, Judy Akinyi, ex-inmate, who is now preaching against drugs. Today, my guest can only be called one who never gives up. Case in point, a few months ago, she tried to run for the mayoral seat in Nairobi. She didn't make it. A few weeks later, she figured Embakasi is open to a by-election. Let me throw my hat in. She performed pretty reasonably, but again, she didn't make it, although she is petitioning. We want to know what makes my guest keep going and going and going. Is it because she likes punishment or she has an agenda? My guest today is the former MD of Adopt a Light. They known her around town as Mama Ta, Esther Rosanna Passaris.
Hi.
Esther, is it true you like punishment? Is that it?
No, but I think life is never supposed to be easy. I think it's hard, but I think I've really had it a bit rough, you know. But I guess there are not many women who challenge men and also drive them up the wall like I do. So they make it even tougher. But I have good shock absorbers. I'll lend and I'll not break into pieces, and I'll be bouncing back again.
Okay, real quick, the latest thing you got into, Embakasi, you are petitioning it.
I am petitioning Embakasi because there was a lot of wrong there. I believe we won by a good margin. It was played on us, and it's only fair that you petition because some of the wrongs that we have in our electoral process have to be addressed. I mean, I've had people come to me and say, but Esther, do you believe in the judiciary? And I would like to say that, you know, it's good to give something a chance so that you can actually see whether it was worth taking that chance. And I have so many cases in court. And if I take the stand that I don't believe in the judiciary, or the judiciary is not prepared to change or be fair, or it's still influenced, like the electoral process. The electoral process, I believe, wasn't influenced directly, but was manipulated externally. Yeah.
And no case so far that's gone to court as a petition has succeeded.
No, I don't think, first of all, I think in the historical times, the cases were in court for as long as the term of Parliament, 5 years. Currently, I think they have an understanding that all cases will be heard and done within 6 months. It's a big challenge for the judiciary, which seems to break all the time. There are many reasons. I think judges have got to put their foot down and stop all these sideshows, because sideshows deny one justice. And then I also feel that there is this perception that this is what government expects. And, you know, I was a bit disappointed in Embakasi because I believe we have a grand coalition. ODM, who I belong to, are sincere in terms of being in that grand coalition. But when I met my Prime Minister, the Prime Minister who's our ODM captain, I told him, I said, you know, we're in this grand coalition, but are we really a grand coalition? Because on the ground, I got my hands on an NSIS report, which was done purely for PNU. NSIS should have never agreed to do a pollster to tell PNU this is where you are in as far as the elections. Then you see the police. The police and the GSU, obviously very biased, very one-sided. The chiefs in the various Embakasi areas were giving food out. Now, if they were giving food out and it wasn't as an influence 2 days before the election, they should have called me and all the other candidates and said, come and be part of this.
So do you still think you won, even if you're saying now everyone was on the PNU side?
No, the government machinery are still not able to be balanced and support both sides.
Do you still think you won?
I don't think I won. I know I won. I also know how they rigged, and I'll have to tell them, that was so classy. They rigged in such a fantastic manner. It cost them 1.8 million to rig. We had many streams. Like if you look at Mwangaza had 20 streams. Now, Jeff Koinange ordinarily will go to K to vote. But in this case, if you were registered in Mwangaza, you could have gone to number 1 and voted number 2 and voted number 3 and voted in all 20. So they had all these guys wearing agents. They had 50 in 36 polling centers. each one voted as many times as the streams were there.
And you have proof?
Let me tell you, yeah, the proof is in the box. All right, the proof is in the box because you've got the register, and when you vote, it is a requirement that you cross out your name. So I believe I went very quickly and saw the ECK. I got my hands on all the serial numbers, which I'm telling with our serial numbers. I got all the Form 16s, and I believe that once we open the boxes, we will see that really we have to have alphabetical streams, and we cannot have the registers A to Z in every stream, because Kenyans are so daring. It's almost like daylight robbery, where you really don't care. You're going to steal and deal with it later and hope that something or someone will sort it out. But I have a feeling that ECK will take a neutral stand. They will defend whatever it is that has to be defended, but they can't defend somebody who outrightly abused something that ECK thought was they were doing the right thing. I asked K24, why would you have books in every stream that would allow for double voting? He says yes, he agrees, but when Raila's name was omitted in Langata, they thought, let's do this here. My question is, did they do it only in Embakasi, or did they do it in all the 5 polling centers? Nobody knows. But it was a way to basically up their numbers by about 14,000 votes.